admission of grade 10 learners as of today, 19th January 2026. I'll start with Isiolo, our host. Currently, we have the transition rate of 70%, 70.4%. We have Makueni, we are at 55%. Meru, we are at 62.6.3%. Machakos, we are at 50%. Embu County, we are 71.9.6%. Tarakanithe, we are at 69.7.2%. Marsabit, we are 76.84%. And finally, Kitui, we are at 44%. That is, as of today, those are the learners who have been admitted in senior schools.
Yeah, but where do you think the challenge is? Because you've read some of them there that are 50%, like in Machakos, for example. Yes. Where does the challenge lie as the Deputy Regional Director?
From where I sit, I'll say that maybe some parents are yet to send their children to school because of lack of school fees. And you are aware the reporting was extended to tomorrow, Wednesday. And I'm very sure by the end of tomorrow, by the end of the reporting date, all our learners will be in school, and these percentages will definitely change.
Did you start the mop-up that the government said should be happening?
Thank you. As of now, already the mop-up is already on. Like today, one of the subcon directors shared with us from Machakos. Today, they were one with the schools which had recorded 0 admission. And by the end of today, 14 learners were in school. That's what I'm saying. As of tomorrow, most learners will be in school with the mop-up.
Okay. Yes. Let me bring in Caroline Mugo on this. Caroline, earlier on there was a feature by Emily Chebet that focused in Meriti, example. There were some schools that she featured there, Matarba, Com, and Bulapesa. How have these schools been so neglected all this time?
Okay, thank you. Matalba and Com are in Meriti sub-county, and Bulapesa is in Isiolo sub-county. But from some of the information that we have received during the 9 o'clock news, some are not factual, because from the TSC, we have some JS teachers, 2 at Com and 3 at Matarba. And we are not saying that those are enough. That is the situation countrywide. But the TSC is doing its level best to make sure that they distribute the teachers that are available. And you know, this year, this is the year the government has employed the largest, last year, the largest number of teachers, and also engaged quite a big cohort of interns who are distributed countrywide. They are still in the process of even replacing those who have left us through natural attrition. And I believe with time, especially on the numbers of teachers, the improvement is going to be seen. The other thing that has also come up is on the nature of the infrastructure. Much as we can say we have challenges, they are there, yes, especially in those far-flung sub-counties. But the government plus other relevant stakeholders, we are working together to make sure that we improve the situation on the ground. Matarba has received its capitation like all other schools, but it's not the 18 that was given. It cannot be enough for all the schools, but they are given as per the ratio of the learners. And the government is doing everything possible to make the teaching learning situation in our institutions comfortable. And I believe if we look at the performance of the schools in the county, number one, from the regional data, you have noted that our reporting rates, grade 10, is among the highest in the region. We have a very positive and resilient community, and they have been able to embrace education.
Yeah.
The partnership from the community and the parents, the ministry and other stakeholders has been able to propel the performance of these institutions.
Yeah.
So if we go deeper and analyze the trend of performance in our institution in this county, maybe for the last 3-4 years, we will be able to give a different perspective from what is coming out. But challenges are there, and I know the government is doing all what is expected, but resources can never be enough.
Is this an administrative failure, you may think?
Not
because
necessarily.
The leadership is there, like yourself, the members of parliament, the member of parliament for the region is also there. The infrastructure is horrible.
Okay, if we look at what we have been having from our 2 MPs, they have been very, very supportive in the education sector. In the last few years, this county had only 3 school buses, and you can imagine it's very fast. So serving these students all over, especially when we have co-curricular activities, has been a challenge. And the MPs have been able to earn the number of buses, and we are expecting more. They have also been able to work together with the ministry, especially when we were constructing the grade 9 classrooms, and they were able to construct a substantive number. All our junior schools, which had grade 9 last year, had grade 9 classrooms constructed. Those which are now transiting to grade 9 this year are the ones we are going to concentrate on.
What would you do first, Madam Mugo? Would you improve the infrastructural situation in a place like Bulapesa or buy a school bus? What comes first?
You know, that is now a conversation that we can initiate, because currently we have quite a number of schools that have been earmarked for construction. The only thing that has delayed is the procurement process, and quite a number of these schools are earmarked for construction of classes.
So even these 3 will be improved?
The 3?
Yes.
If I get to the list, I'll be able to give you the exact names, which I don't have right away. And we are working also with partners like Caritas, sponsored by the Catholic Diocese. We also have Lewa Conservancy and the other partners that are supporting our schools in infrastructure provision.
Let me bring in Mr. Galma on this. Mr. Galma, what is the challenge facing schools here? How come students are not going to school? Yes, some of the regions like here is 70%, but the others are half. What is the situation? What are parents?
They are weak, they cannot sell, and we don't have actually bursaries. Somehow problems in our county, people are not getting their bursaries, and this is some of the things that is making people not to go to school. Like, for example, in Isiolo girls, a good number have reported, but still there are some who have not reported. Some schools have not reported, you have seen. So we have problems, financial problems, because of the drought.
Moses, where does the challenge lie?
Thank you, Trevor. I'm looking this thing on a different angle. One is shortage of teachers. We have acute shortage of teachers in this county. For example, if you go to the junior school, you'll find that there is a school, for example, Kilimani, has no single teacher of IRE. And still, they have done the grade 9, so they are transiting to grade 10. So, another thing is, Isiolo is somehow a very handy place and a very harsh place. The government should come up clearly and do some surveys. And the cluster, example, you can cluster the handship. Because if you give the person who is in Isiolo Central here, sub-county, Isiolo sub-county, 10,000 as handship, and then Basa, you give the same teacher the 10,000, then there is a justice, and you will not retain that teacher in that school whatsoever. That teacher must find a way of moving from that school, because after all, the handship allowance is the same. If it is in Isiolo, if it is in Tharaka Nithi, or elsewhere in Machakos or Kitui. And you remember the roads here are impassable. It's good that the citizen and the Ziz Africa came when there is no rain. Because in fact, if there was rain, they could not get to Meriti. So there is serious problems in this county, and the government must do a serious survey. Yes.
Okay. And really bringing the Deputy Regional Director here, are you aware of all these situations, and how far are you in terms of negotiations to improve the livelihoods, first of students, of teachers who are all here?
Thank you, Trevor, for that question. The points our colleague is raising on issues in Isiolo, let me not talk on behalf of the employer, but the issues he has raised are valid, and I would wish to request him to maybe they can do a memo to the employer. They can give the KNUT or the CUPET can give recommendation to the employer, because the employer may not be aware of what you have gone through in this county. So I want to request that you can share your recommendations to the stakeholders, particularly the employer.
Okay. Let me open the floor for questions and also recommendations and concerns from the parents here. Let me see, there's hands are all raised here. Let's pass the microphone and take at least 5 of them on this side first, starting from the front line here. Come from the front line here so that we go back there. Where's the microphone? Let's have the handheld microphone. Yes, if you already have it, let's go. Yes, let's start from here. Yes, sir. Start with your name, sir.
Yes, my name is Ismail Ali Galma.
Yes.
I'm the former parent chair in Isiolo County, but now I'm representing the national office as a Upper Eastern representative. So I have only 2 questions. Mm-hmm. One question is about examination. We have a problem here in Isiolo, and this is a disaster coming if we cannot talk about this issue.
Yeah.
There's a children wanakuwa kwa darasa hapa kwetu form 4. Mm-hmm. But during that time they're going outside to do for national examination. Na ukiona na hiyo ni disaster, as I said, because mtu anatoka shule za hapa anaenda Mandera, anaenda Wajia, anaenda upande zingine, anapata B+. Na hapa tulipokuwa na yeye alipata E akiwa shule za hapa, lakini ameenda Mandera, Wajia akapata B+ na C+. Hiyo issue mimi naona ni time bomb, because last year 330 students they left this county wakaenda wakafanya exam huko nje. Most of them wamepata B+. Well, our school here in town CBD wanapata mtoto wa kwanza unakuta kuna C+ ama C na D. So sometime unakuta principals are punished because of performance, and yet that performance from outside is bonoko. Ile iko huko nje si ile performance ya ukweli, ni performance ya ongo. Sisi kama wazazi,
wale wenye wako students wanatoka hapa walikuwa na D na E
hapa,
wakifika huko kuna B+.
Hakuna B+.
Kwa nini wamefunzwa vizuri huko?
No, there's a problem, and that's why I say, there's a problem. This is a bigger problem.
What do you see as the problem? I'm trying to figure out what the issue is here. Yeah.
These are killing our students, because from 10 years to 3 years hatutakuwa na engineers na hatutakuwa na lawyers, kwa sababu
watoto werevu wanatoka hapa wanaenda kwingine.
Hapana.
Yeah.
The reason here,
yes,
there's a lot of cheating going on there in that schools.
Okay.
And now I want to tell the neck. Those people are the neck.
Yeah.
They came here because here in the town wanakaa hapa, na mimi nasikia wazazi wanatoa shilingi 15,000 kwa mtoto.
Okay.
15,000, wanatoa 15,000. They give those principals money, and that money,
okay,
inasanywa wanapatiwa wale examiners ili watoto wafanye mtihani vile wanataka. Wanakop, ni kweli uongo? Wanakop. Sasa unakuta Shule zote watu wanapata B+, hizo B+, hizo A, B, minus ni za Bonoko.
Okay.
Wale watoto wetu wanaumia hapa. That's the big thing. Ya pili,
Yes.
as you say, our regional director, as you said, on issue of mopping up the students who are left, we have many students outside as we speak right now. As we speak. We need 100% transition of those students, as the government said, or the cabinet secretary said. And that, it will not happen as you must involve the parent for mopping up or chiefs.
Okay.
Many of those students are stranded. As you speak right now, hawataenda shule hizo place hiyo, hawataenda grade 10. Na wengi, most of them are from the poor student, poor family,
Okay.
orphans.
Okay.
Please.
All right.
Those mop up must be start from tomorrow. Thank you very much.
Please, Mugo. All right, thank you very much. Mugo and Boto, just write down the questions so that when they come to you, you'll just respond. Especially, I see most of them are being directed to the two of you. Yes.
Yeah, my name's Joseph Kalapata.
Yes, Joseph.
Nawakilisha shirika linaitwa Elimu Yetu Coalition, Isiolo County. Jambo la kwanza, katika zile mashule tumetembea, tumeona kuna shida. Shida ya kwanza ni kwamba katika grade 7, grade 8 and 9, they have been allocated one teacher per class.
One teacher per class.
One teacher per class.
Okay.
Yet there are 13 subjects in the class. What happens when the teacher becomes sick or dies? That case. What happens? Ama akipata changamoto za kinyumbani. That is what is happening in Isiolo. Number 2, teachers facing threats. Kama tuseme, let me give an example of today's what has happened in Matarba there. The teachers have spoken the truth. Amesema ile shida iko kwa shule. Mimi kwa hofu yangu, he may face threats from the employers, either the TSC or the Director of Education. Kwa sababu tu ya kusema nini? Maneno ya ukweli ya kwamba iko shida. Na kama shida iko, nani atasemea yeye? Na ndiye yako kweli shule. Ya mwisho kabisa ni mashule ya Isiolo. We have seen, Ombija, you have visited the area. Umeona ni lini serikali kuu ama katika vitengo ya pesa ambayo imetengewa kujengwa kwa mashule zetu. Kwa sababu umeona tu picha ya shule. Umeona tu bado hujaenda Lebarchereki, hujaenda Rumate, hujaenda area za Oldonyiro, uone vile mashule they are seriously dilapidated. What will happen? What is the ministry doing about that? Asanteni.
Okay, thank you very much. Yes. Go ahead, sir. Yes.
My name's Silas Odan, Isiolo Human Rights Defender. My question goes straight to Madam County Director on matters on school that we saw at Citizen TV, Matarba. I think in the Ministry of Education, tuko na pesa ya kuimprove shule ambayo hazijiwezi. What measures are there to improve those schools? Pia kuna pesa ya kusaidia mashule na madawati. Nyinyi kama idara, muko na mikakati gani ya kufanyia hizo shule? Okay, the other question is to the regional director here. On matter of 100% transition. Saizi wazazi, sisi kama wazazi, hii kwanza CBE ni changamoto. Hatuelewi, tumechanganyikiwa, hatujui kitu ni nini. Na pia some of the parents are not capable of paying the said school fees. Hata ukiextend hii masiku iwe 1 year na uwezi wezesha mtoto kwenda shule, bado mimi siwezi ingia hiyo shule. So tunataka serikali ifanye 100% transition kwa wale watoto wajiwezi waweze kuingia shule na waweze kuendelea na masomo.
Okay.
Thank you.
Give the lady next to you at least. Let's get a lady next to you and then you'll answer those questions very briefly, then we come back another round.
Thank you. My name is Anab Kasim, a civic educator from Isiolo Mediation Network. My question goes to the Ministry of Education. How did Mataarba skip to your eye? Does that mean the all interior schools, you don't visit it because all of you are preoccupied within the town? And that is why Mataarba and other schools, that is one that citizens are seen, but there are others. Is that how situations are? The second is the issue of syllabus. Every year, since CBE started, the syllabus, the books are changing. The private schools, you find that this year, the English book that you bought next year are not used. How did it happen that all books are changed every year? And does the ministry doesn't know that ya kwamba sisi wengine tunazaa ABCD, so we want mtoto wako akisoma hii mwaka next atumie, and you cannot use it. And it is very expensive. The third thing is the issue of selection of watoto wenye wampelekwa shule. You go, your son has been called kangaroo boys, but when you go to the school, unaambiwa in the system, you are called in Nyanyuki High. But the letter you have shows you are called in that school. How did it happen that the ministry does not know what it is doing? That are my questions.
Okay. Thank you. Let them answer those questions really fast, then I'll come back to you again to continue. Yes, I'll start with you, Mugo. The issue of exam cheating, are you aware of what you were saying earlier on? That that transition is happening, that students who are performing poorly here are moved to other schools, and because of exam cheating, they pass?
Okay, I may not have done the analysis of what the ones who transfer score when they go outside there, but what I know is there is a mass exodus, especially just before registering for the exam. And because we work with the Ministry of Interior, like now last year's data, we submitted to the county commissioner so that they can now use their machinery to find out whether those students have gone to school or where are they supposed to be. There's even a time when we received some officers, and we thought maybe from NIS, they came looking for this data and we submitted. I have also received the same report from our principals this year. We may not be able to bar the parents from transferring their children because that is their basic right, and it's also constitutional right for the parents to decide where to take their children. But when we realize this is now going beyond what we think is genuine or sincere, we take the data and submit to the county commissioner. After the registration this year, we will be able to compile that data and submit, because the principals keep on saying we invest so much in our students here, and you find most of them exit. So they don't even reap the joy of teaching and spending so much on these students.
Okay.
And I believe maybe we will be able to solve some of these issues with the CBE, because the issues of mean grade with the CBE, I believe even the community has been able to ascertain that, or to see it is not just the performance per se, but CBE is beyond what we were getting with the mean score madness.
Okay.
In the CBE assessments, the learners start scoring from grade 3. 20% is what the child acquired in the assessments in primary school. 20% is what the child has acquired from grade 7 to 9. Then the exam they start for at grade 9 is 60%. And if we also look at the placement of our children in grade 10, they have not been placed depending on the overall score. It's the pathway scores. This is what has placed the children. So when we start now tilting from 844 to CBE, I believe things are going to change, and that mass exodus may come down. I've also noted that for the first time, we have very many of our children, even from those schools you are saying are in the far-flung areas which seems neglected. A school like Mbasa, at the border of Isiolo and Wanjia, these children have been admitted to Mangu, others Maseno, others these big schools. So I believe as we continue implementing the CBE, this element of transition because of mean scores is going to be a thing of the past.
Yeah.
Thank
And Silas had mentioned that he doesn't understand the CBE. In fact, alisema hawaelewi kitu kabisa. How can you explain it? And I know you've already explained in terms of the scoring, and the pathways also is another concern for the parents, which was also raised by, I think, Kasim, who said that you take your student to one school and then you're told that this is not where they're supposed to come.
Okay, from that parents, I wish whoever had that challenge went to the office. I have been able to handle so many of our parents who had such challenges. One of the challenges that we got last week, before the students started reporting, is that there is a private school which had admitted learners from Kisima 78 without the parents' consent. And we were able to work with the office and the head teacher. The parents gave the choices of the schools they want their children to go to, and we were able to reverse that. Then this week, another parent went to ELSA. And when the principal was trying to admit this learner, this principal found that this student has been admitted to a senior school, the same private senior school. And that was not procedural. So we got the details of the admission letter and the name of the school where this learner is supposed to be placed, despite the fact that this teacher in the private school had placed this learner, it was reversed. And our learner got admission to ELSA. Then the other thing that has been sorted, so I want to encourage the parents and the community to reach out. It can be physical or through the phone. You realize that we were vetting our learners for elimu scholarships. And because the system was to stop placements by the end of last week but one, many of our needy parents had transferred their students from those C1 and C2 schools to day schools. But after they got the elimu scholarship, we were able to work with the ministry because we were able to send the copies of the letters to their day schools and a list of the previously placed schools, and all these were reversed. And no single parent traveled to the office.
Yeah.
It was at the comfort of my office, and all these students have now reported to State House, Chogoria, Kanyakine, Kangaro, and the rest.
Okay.
So
all
when
the
we
parents
have
who are here who have similar issues should come to your office.
Yes, or they may not
office?
even need to travel. Let them get in touch with us. Because we have people at the headquarters who are even able to reverse such challenges that we may not be able to reverse.
Okay.
Yes.
Madam Mungo, how many teachers do you need in Isiolo? Because I think Joseph raised the issue of staffing, saying that there's one teacher per class. And you can share these questions with those who Boto if you need. Do you know how many teachers you need and how many do you have?
Thank you, Trevor.
Let our director respond to that.
Thank you, Trevor. Let me answer that question of teacher shortages in the county. But allow me generally to give you a brief on what we have in the region. In the primary sector, we have a total of 2,148 teachers. Junior school, we have 16,350. Equally, I can give you the shortages, sorry. Primary schools, we have currently 42,148 teachers with a shortage of 2,279. Junior school, we have a total of 16,350, a shortage of 11,865. Senior school, we have a total of 24,501 teachers, a shortage of 5,079. In teacher training colleges, we have a total of 167 teacher trainers, and a shortage of 96 teachers. That is the current situation we have when it comes to teacher shortages and current staffing. Maybe my colleague, County Director, maybe you have something to add?
No, if that is the number that you need, have you registered this with the ministry and are they aware? And is there any light at the end of the tunnel? Because it's true then what Joseph was saying, that there's one teacher per class, and what if that teacher falls sick? What happens then? Because from your list, you have a shortage of close to 20,000 teachers across the different categories.
Thank you. Normally, we request our schools to indicate areas of shortage, going with the curriculum-based establishment. Each school normally has a CBE, curriculum-based establishment. How many teachers do you need at a go? And in case you have a shortage and you have not shared with the Teacher Service Commission and the ministry, we may not allow. We may not know that you are having that kind of challenge. So I want to request that once we are through with this forum, kindly advise our schools, in the case of a shortage, let them indicate the areas of need and the subject so that the Teacher Service Commission can address that challenge.
Okay. Joseph also raised concern about threats to teachers. In fact, he said that mostly the teachers who said the truth about Matarba, Como, and Bulapesa might be in trouble. Can we get assurances from the two of you that they will not, the teacher will not be victimized for saying the truth?
Thank you, Trevor. I want to assure this forum that, one, when you issue a threat, you know that's criminal. So all of us know that. When you issue a threat to as a colleague citizen, it means that that's a crime. So I want to assure the teachers who raise their issues that let us accept that sometimes when you get to know the challenge, let us not know the source. What matters is the issue. If an issue has been raised, don't look for the person who has a whistleblower. So I want to assure our teachers in our schools who have raised the issue that there are no threats, their life is not in danger, and in case there's a threat, we have reporting structures. You are free to go and report such a threat, and necessary action will be taken.
So there are two sides to this threat. There's the criminal aspect of it, but there's the Bono Liongea. We can move you to a different place. That's the one that is referring to.
I think for us, the two colleagues, my colleague who is here, I've told you that what is important is the challenge the schools are facing. We will not go for the person who gave that challenge. I'm assuring you, and in case a colleague of mine who is here and another colleague in the Ministry of the Teacher Service Commission, that teacher, assure him that they're protected.
Okay. Mugo, there was a direct question from, I think, Kasim, who said that, how did Matarbas keep your eye for too long?
The school has not escaped my eye per se, but I believe from where I stand, the challenges have even been more than what we can see, and we have been handling them progressively. The ministry, stakeholders, partners, and all that. So I believe it's a journey we have started, and we are finally going to be there. Yes.
Okay. Let me take some feedback from the middle section, and then we go to the back, and then we come to this side as well. Where's the microphone?
Yes.
Hapo katikati tafadhali, so that we have a representation. Hapa mbele mmeongea sana. Wacha tusikie hapo katikati kidogo. And start with that lady behind you. Start with that lady behind you tafadhali. The lady over there, tafadhali. Yes. And then tukuje huko katikati na huko mwisho. Yes.
Thank you. Good evening. My name is Yvonne, a junior school teacher at Bulapesa Comprehensive School. Without a lot of repetition, I would like to request the ministry to add us more teachers, specific subject teachers for the junior schools. Because honestly, when I came here as a pioneer teacher in the junior school, I was teaching subjects like IRE, which I have even never had. But the situation is improving with time. So yeah, I have taught IRE, and I have never, ever in my life heard of it. But
so how are you teaching it?
By God's grace, yeah, by God's grace, we are here with a good number of teachers, yes, but my main point of frustration is
Yvonne, let's not move forward beyond. Let's not move on this conversation. You said that you're teaching a subject you've never heard of.
Yeah.
That is a serious issue. So
Very
how
serious.
did you end up there?
Yeah.
How did you end up there? So and
How
how
we ended up there?
have you been coping? Do you read and then go and teach? How did you do this?
Yeah, how I ended up there is that I was only one teacher in the school when it started. When the junior school program started, I was the only teacher posted to that school.
Okay.
Handling all the subject. And now when this other part of the school, that is the primary school, They are saying we are not competent to teach the junior school, so you have been employed here to teach the junior school. You can handle the whole thing. So I had to, with the help of a few colleagues of mine and the little knowledge I had from the methodology and all that. Okay. So yes, I did it, and my students did very well. But my point of frustration now comes here.
Yeah.
After struggling all that and making a good class, my students have been posted to very good schools. Her school, like I had a girl posted to Pangani Girls. I had a student posted to Starehe. But when I talked to that girl and that student, wameniambia wanaenda hapa barracks. Reason? No resources. Mzazi hana pesa hata ya kununua hiyo shopping ya kwenda hiyo shule. Hata transport hawezi pata. So tafadhali the ministry and the education stakeholders support these kids. We are doing our best as the junior school teachers. We are few, but we are doing our best. Okay. Tunajaribu kabisa.
Okay.
So my next point is to the ministry and all education stakeholders. What are you people doing to support teachers, especially the teachers in junior school and the young teachers with mental health? Because personally, after passing through all that things, I almost went down with depression. Watu wanajua hivyo, but through God's grace, I have come this far. Na sahi niko shule, I am handling other students. Okay. So kindly, watu wa ministry na stakeholders wote to support. Okay. And tell us how you are doing that. Tell us who we can look up to when we are having such issues.
Because
we are young people, we are starting families, tuko na pressure ya kazi, pressure ya nyumbani, sisi ndio tunategemewa and all that. So kindly support us and thank you very much.
Thank you, Yvonne. Pass the microphone behind you so that we get more people on this side, then I'll come to that side. Yes, let's go. Start with your name, sir. Be brief, tafadhali, so that we get as many people as possible.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I will be very brief. Number one, my first question. I'm Abdi Nasir, and shida ya Isiolo. For example, mimi na deal mahali pa ibada ambaye ni msikiti. Hapo huo ndo tunakujiwa na kila mtu anakuja na request ya kwamba anataka msaada. To an extent inafika mahali sisi tunatoroka msikiti, tunaswalisha, tunaenda msikiti mwingine. Kwa ile muongo. Isiolo poverty has stricken us, number one. Na wazazi wameshindwa kusaidia watoto wao kupeleka shule. The government wanafanya mikakati gani ili ku-enroll every children or every child in school? Number two, tumesikia hapa kuna shortages of teachers. To an extent, someone who has never ajasoma IRE anafunza IRE. This is so sad. Na ni makosa kubwa sana. What have you done, are you doing as a ministry kukab hii shida ambayo iko kama hii? Okay. Nikimalizia. Wamesema CBC, majority of our parents hawajafahamu CBE. We have lacked proper civic education. Kama wazazi, proper civic education. Tunataka tufundishwe what is CBE. Tufunzwe kama watoto ambaye ni wachekechea, tufunzwe CBE tuelewe vizuri.
Okay.
Kisha ninaomba wale ambao wako hapa ambaye ni wakurugenzi wa idara ya elimu. I am sure most teachers will go through intimidation and threats and interdiction na kutransferiwa. Those teachers ambayo leo wame-expose the rot in Isiolo County, please let them be safe. Tunaomba kitu kwanza.
Thank you, Ahmed.
Tunaomba let them be safe.
Asante, Ahmed.
And about the poverty issue. Jameni, watu ambayo wako hapa, tuachane hata na serikali, jaribuni kusaidia watu wenu ambayo wako katika shida.
Okay.
Msiwaangalie katika hali ambayo wako, tuwasaidie.
Thank you, Ahmed. Pass the microphone behind you to Kienda, to his side, and then we go there. Yes, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, my name is Abdikadir Osman. I'm representing the civil society organization. I'm also sitting in the board of management in 2 schools in Isiolo, that is Bulaimpia, and also Uhuru Secondary School. First and foremost, let me appreciate the intention of the government to come up with the CBCs in order to nurture the skills, the talents, and the values of our young ones, apart from the examination. Now I'm worried, while sitting here, for the 20 years of the devolution line, across line, still, I don't know the intention of the government or what the government is doing, especially in arid and semi-arid areas, like today what we observed in the Marti sub-county, whereby even a classroom, a teacher class, a teacher where the principal will going to sit, is that a good environment also for learning, for even these teachers?
Okay.
Are we still in the same country that we are?
All right.
So hii ni tumekuwa worried sana. Number two,
Osman. And, thank you.
My questions, what specific measure is the government taking to ensure the CBC is fairly implemented in arid and semi-arid areas, especially Isiolo?
Thank you, Osman. Pass the microphone
The last
to
one.
Tafadhali, and let's
The last one.
There are many people who want to say something. Watu ni wengi, Osman, tafadhali.
The documentation today, documentary yesterday, today, we have seen most of the schools lack the ICT, libraries, and also the poor infrastructures.
Okay.
What is our county and also the ministry doing to ensure that we have those infrastructures in place?
Okay.
To have a conducive
Pass
learning.
the microphone and help with the microphone, tafadhali, ndiko nyuma, and find some ladies as well so that we finish this side and go this side. Yes, let's get some two people in that area. Due to balance your room, be brief, tafadhali. Don't repeat the same questions you've had already, so that they're answered really briefly. Haraka tafadhali.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Start with your name.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm Brown Rajwai, a teacher at Uhuru Secondary School, and an aspirant in Kupet elections that are coming very soon. My question goes to the Minister of Education. You are bringing us students at grade 10. But you are not bringing books. So my question is, how do you expect us to teach these learners? We're being told to Google. So how are you going to Google? How are you going to teach a learner without even a resource? That is my question. So that is my only question. Otherwise, have a good night.
Uko mwisho, tafadhali. And get me some few ladies, please, so that we balance it. Yes.
So, Victoria.
Yes,
my
Victoria.
question is to, I think, everyone on the panelists.
Sorry?
Everyone on the panelists.
Yeah.
How is the ministry and the Parents Association working together to educate parents so that they understand CBE well?
So that they can understand?
CBE.
CBE
because
well.
someone has mentioned that they don't understand this very well.
Okay.
So how are they working together?
Okay. Thank you. Back line so that we finish this side.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
So I only have two questions. My name is Msembi, incoming MCA Bulapesa Ward. So my question is, who are your advisors, you as an education panelist? Because you make wrong priorities. For example, if you go to a certain school, you'll find out that school has more toilets than classrooms. So that is not adding up. And then another thing, like our friend said here, you find out that we are prioritizing buying a bus, and yet there are some critical things that should be done in a school. So I'm asking, when an MP comes and do that funding or build a class.
It's big, bigger than you can imagine. It's massive. It's the biggest jackpot. Shabiki Super Jackpot saa hii ni 100 million. Yes, predict 17 games na 99 bob na ujishikie 100 million. Bonuses ni from 13th correct prediction. Na ukipata zote wrong, usiworry, bado kuna bonus. Hii ndio jackpot. Shabiki Super Jackpot is now at 100 million. To play, download app ya Shabiki on Play Store or SMS SJP to 29063.
Gaming is addictive. Play responsibly. Not for persons under the age of 18. Shabiki.com is authorized and regulated by BCLB license number BK 0001080.
In phase 1, we had 22 classrooms being constructed. Phase 2, we had 50. Phase 3, we had 3. Phase 4, we had 8. A total of 83 classrooms constructed in our schools. Let me come to the question which has been raised at the back. Who are the advisors in our schools? Remember, every school has board of management. And some of you, I'm very sure, are members of those boards. And every school has a board of management. And the work of the board of management is to advise. They have to sit and agree on areas of priority. If an MP comes and tells you, we want to do toilets, we want to buy a bus for you, you as a board of management, you have a right to negotiate with the area MP. Mumwambie your area of priority. It's what? Classrooms. Because I don't see a reason why you should buy a school bus and the children are sitting under a tree. So the board of management, that will be failure on your part. And some of you, I'm very sure, are members of those boards. When you go back to the schools, if an MP has come up with a suggestion to buy for you a school bus, tell him, we as a board of management, our priority is not the school bus. It's what? It is classroom. It's the toilets. I had an issue where an area MP bought a school bus and the four classrooms were missing that school. And they were learning under a tree. So I was asking the principal, surely, why should you go for the bus? Yeah, I know. So I want to advise this. Yeah? We as education stakeholders, when you go back, I want to request you, sit down with your MP, tell him your areas of priority. Okay. Finally, let me talk on the issue of transition. The 100% transition. We have advised our county directors, our sub-county directors, to sit down with the key education stakeholders, starting with the chiefs, the area assistant chiefs, the MCAs, the parents. They sit down and discuss how to transit all these children back to school to grade 10. Okay. So after this forum, go sit with your chiefs. Yeah. Tell them to give you a list of schools or a list of children who are not in schools, and we can see them. If we don't tell the chiefs, we are hiding information which is so crucial for 100% transition. Okay. Thank you.
Madam Mugo, there were several questions from Ahmed, Osman, Kajwai, Victoria, and they were around intervention measures, especially in a poverty-stricken society. And then I'd like to hear also from Galma whether the board of management members actually have that say.
Okay, thank you. Let me flip through what I've captured. Yeah. One, shortage of teachers, which is even leading to mental health issues amongst our teachers. I am a witness because I know very many teachers, especially the ones in JS, call me direct and tell me, Madam, don't review my name. I'm going through 1, 2, 3. And I'm able either to share with the TSC county director or cancel the teacher. And some of these things have been sorted. It is a real challenge of not having enough teachers in JS to cover all the subject areas. But I know the TSC is doing all that is within its powers, even deploying those graduate teachers in primary school to JS and deploying them appropriately. We know that this data, there is a day we were in a meeting at Semester, Karen, and we were trying to check issues of staffing both TSC and the ministry. And this is something that has already been taken up. And though we might not say that we are going to have all the JS classes optimally staffed by tomorrow, I know something is in the pipeline. Issues, mental health, I know TSC has programs to deal with teachers, and I want to encourage the teachers. There is no employer who can victimize a teacher or an employee because an employee has a challenge and has presented himself or herself. Now that our JES teachers are quite young, we encourage them. Please reach out. In public service, we have the counseling department, which has even counselors across the counties, and their services are free. So please reach out. Even as all other issues are sorted, issues mental health are very urgent, and they should be handled very fast. Okay. Another challenge that we have in our Asal County is that we find a number of young teachers like her saying that they have young families in far-flung schools, where sometimes you even wonder how these children are brought up by these young mothers. I know there is a teacher who was threatened by the husband. My child will not be brought up in that arid area. There is another teacher who is sorted at night from Merti with a young kid, and that kid ended up. So when these things come forth, assistance is given, and we are also talking to stakeholders so that we can have even staff quotas in some of these schools that are far-flung to accommodate especially the lady teachers. There is a school we had challenges with girls, early pregnancies and early marriages, and one of the challenges was that most of the teachers there were male, because you cannot keep lady teachers there with young families. There are no houses for the teachers, and some of these things have been addressed slowly but surely. So your issue is quite taken seriously, and things have been happening, and we believe with time we will be there. The other thing that I want to say about every child in school, government making sure that every child in school, we have started MOPAP today. I know those of you from Merti, you know Biliko Secondary. Admissions by today, they have 70 in the system, and no single parent had taken their child, so it was 0. And that is something we have taken seriously with the commissioner and the DCCs and all the stakeholders there. And we had Ambaraza from the community to tell us the challenges. The challenges were given, and the parents, one, they apologized for not coming out and bringing these issues before it is this late. They have accepted to take their children to school, and the county commissioner is addressing whatever challenges are there with us as the ministry and the TSC. And I believe by the end of this week, we will be able to give the figures, because the parents who are with them, their children, have agreed that they will take their children there. So we cannot be everywhere. We are not angels. We may not be knowing whatever is disturbing you down there. Please reach out to the offices. They are open. On the issues of threats to the teachers, that teacher is from Cherab sub-county. And I have already talked to our sub-county director, Cherab. And I told him, and I believe the same should go to the TSC sub-county director, Cherab. There is nobody who should victimize the teacher, because we are also getting the magnitude of the challenge, which we may not have even gotten through the other avenues. And this can even bring even sponsors or people to support us. Okay. I have talked to a number of parents, especially within these 2 weeks, been transferring the children from one school to another. And and I believe she could be watching on TV. And when she came from, you can tell the caliber of the person in the society and the way she presented herself. And when I talked to her about CBE placement and all that, she was shocked. Na si mtu ako na masomo kidogo, na si mtu ako kwa ofisi kidogo kwa hii serikali, ni vile siwezi nikasema. She told me that she's that ignorant, and she would wish that more education, awareness, creation is done.
Yeah.
So whatever the person is saying is genuine. We invite parents for NGMs.
Yeah.
Maybe those are not enough. So we have to go back to our drawing board,
Okay.
the ministry and the other stakeholders, and make sure that we intensify awareness creation about CBE.
Okay, let me hear what Dharma has to say about this. Then I'll come to this side. I'll take just 6 because we're running out of time already.
Our board of management is doing very well.
Yes.
We don't have student unrest in our county. Just to mention, I'm not blowing my own trumpet, but as my board, Isiolo Girls High School, we had Harambe, we raised some money. We did not put that money in the bank. We actually deposited in the treasury bill. It for 10 million shillings. It earned us 900,000 Kenya shillings. We took our teachers to Mombasa. That was an investment, which is actually, the board is doing very well. So, in fact, most of the boards, they are doing well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right. I told you 1 hour goes by really fast. We're already 7 minutes late. Take some 6 reactions from this side. Where's the microphone on this side?
Yeah, I would like to ask.
Yes.
I would like to ask.
We're running out of time here, so let's just do this systematically. Don't repeat any question that has already been asked. Go straight to the point so that we get as many as possible. Yes, sir.
I would like to ask mzee kuhusu wazazi wale wako na watoto
Not that side, tafadhali. Let's hear from this side, tafadhali.
Okay, thank you.
To balance the conversation. Let's hear from this side. Okay? Yes, sir. Maingi.
I am asking kindly.
Yes.
Because the ministry was giving schools classes, couldn't we afford in Isiolo to get a school that has been upgraded on a certain cluster to allow our students who performed well to be allowed in our county, other than sending all our students from our county? It is trivia. It is very disappointing that in our county we send all our students outside, but we do not get any student coming from other counties. So could TSC do something about maintaining at least one school, promoting it in terms of infrastructure and also manpower? Thank you so much.
Okay. Yes. There, then we go to the back.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
Yes,
Swali langu ni hili kwa hawa watu ambao wako hapa. Ni naitwa Pastor Kome na upina kanisa la Jesus Foundation hapa. Swali langu la kwanza ni sababu tuko Isiolo na mahali watoto wengi hawakuwa wanasoma miaka ya mbeleni. Walikuwa wanaenda kusoma mahali kule mbalimbali. Na sasa wakati umefika mahali watoto wote wamejua huu ni wakati wetu wa kusoma. Maybe some of them hata hawakufanya KCPE. What are you doing kama Ministry of Education to make sure hao watoto ambao hawakusoma wanapata vyeti za upate makaratasi? The second thing, tuko hapa wewe na Ministry of Education na mnasema 100% transition ya watoto wale watu wanajasoma. We have street children wako hapa town yetu ya Isiolo. Mnawaona kila asubuhi na jioni. Watoto handite. What are you doing ili mseme kuna watoto ambao wanasoma? Mnaweza kutujibu hilo?
Okay. Yes. Yes. And let's also make sure some ladies get the microphone as well. I know the men are swift with this, but allow them to also get the microphone. And let me get some help with the microphone as well, Apa. Yes, sir.
Yes, my name is Hassan Kumpa. I'm just redirecting my question to these guys for the sake of directing, because they are representative. They themselves require psychological support, and it's counseling in a nutshell, because they are seriously undergoing torture. You know, I am asking, why did the government roll out a program which they are not ready, which they are not prepared to implement? Because already the challenges that revolve around these programs are enormous. One, infrastructure, acute shortage of teacher. Then there is this issue, ambayo inakuja, and these things even exist long before this program. We had an issue of structure, we had a acute shortage of teachers, especially in the far-fetched areas like Merti. Even before this program, tulikuwa na walimu watatu, wawili watatu. Then, ni kuanza kutibu ile shida iko ama ni kuongeza shida nyingine juu.
That's the question I want to ask the government. One, are we solving the existing? Because today, already, hakuna shule. Wanasema pathway, STEM. Kuna STEM, sijui social, whatever. How can we expect a computer where there is no even network, where there is no even classroom? Well, unajua hakuna class, hakuna mwalimu. Kama mwalimu haya hakuna, utapata mwalimu wa kompyuta wapi? Well, already, you see, that's the question. How can we expect? So, in a nutshell, I don't know who has cast this country. Sijui nani melani nchi. One, ini laana tu kwa sababu. Secondly, this program is creating a lot of disparities. A lot of disparities. One, it creates, there are some people, few, who have enriched from themselves from this program, and it has impoverished, imefanya maskini na watu wengi. Angalia leo, RIM, before this program, RIM paper ilikuwa inaitishwa secondary, ilikuwa inauza shilingi 300. Today ni 900, 850, 900. Ni kweli ama si kweli? Unaambia unaleta mtoto kidogo. Zile vitu unaitishwa hata BBC, inaitwa CBC leo sijui. BBC ama CBC. Hata secondary zamani hatukuwa tunanunua. CBC unaleta ambaye vitu ambaye hata secondary. Ukisomesha watoto watatu, ukiwa na ng'ombe 2 ama 3, within one time umekosa. Okay. So nini inaleta umaskini. Ya pili ina create a lot of disparities. Saa tatu haitakuwa implemented even in the next 20 years to come.
Yeah.
Sasa infrastructure sasa tulikuwa na shortage, director anasema Eastern Province inataka 11,000 teachers junior secondary school. Inahitaji 2,000 ya primary school. Secondary to the charger. This is just one part of the country, one region. Kuna 8 regions. And this is even sparsely populated, the less populated.
Yeah.
Sasa Nairobi inahitaji walimu class gani?
Okay.
Hiyo budget. Western inahitaji hiyo budget ya kuandika walimu 1,080. Tunatoa wapi as junior secondary? Where can we get that money from?
All right.
You see, this is a crazy business.
Okay.
The government should plan. I don't know what advise them. I don't know. So,
thank you, sir. Asante sana. Let's hear from the two ladies. Let's start back there, then I'll come to you, madam. Wacha tusikie pale katikati. Hold the microphone, just back there. Tuanze na huko mwisho tafadhali.
Yeah, my name is Susan Mwikali.
Sorry?
I'm Susan Mwikali.
Susan.
I'm a teacher. My concern is on STEM pathway. We find that the students choose, some students choose aviation, electrical engineering, wood and construction. Where are those teachers to teach those subjects? The government should be prepared before they started CBE and giving us those subjects. They should be prepared first to train those teachers. Where are those teachers that have been trained to teach those pathways like aviation? Another thing, there is my concern also is on this issue of delayed capitation in school. Looking at the nature of CBE, is a very expensive education model, and it is a student learner-centered. Students are supposed to do practicals, to go for those exchange visits. If the school is not able to finance those, how are you as a government, because you're there, how are you going to take care of this or address this issue of capitation?
Okay.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Another lady back there. Yes, you have the microphone as you look for another lady pale nyuma.
Yeah, I am Mary Wajora
Yes.
from Isoro Barracks Secondary. We are lucky that in our school, the students have reported allowed 80%. We have admitted students from the 3 pathways. Our challenges, there are some students, as Mwikari has said, they have decided to take aviation, woodwork, others fine art, theater, and now because we have no teachers, can we advise our students to change these subjects?
Okay.
Not the pathways, but the subjects.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Yes, yes, madam.
Yeah, I just want to do a follow-up on CBC. Kwa sababu imekuwa, nasema ni kama imekuwa mnyama, an animal in the house, or maybe a devil, because we don't understand. Was there any baseline done? Kwa sababu ninajua kwamba viongozi wetu mambo ya benchmarking wanajua kabisa. But wakati wali benchmark, was there any baseline ilikuja? Then was there any public participation mpaka daba huyu mtu aelewe CBC ni nini? Kwa sababu wakati tulianza ilisemekana grade 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So kila siku tunajua ikifika class 8 unaenda form 1. So it is now for them, inaonekana kwamba wale walikuwa nastahili kwenda secondary hawakuambiwa ni secondary wanaenda ndio waweze kujipanga. That is why tunaona kwamba hata ile gender inequality gap itakuwa in Isiolo, maybe northern Kenya, yule atakuwa vulnerable saizi kukosa kwenda shule ni mtoto msichana. Kwa sababu gani? Huyu mzee akiangalia mtoto msichana na kijana anaweza enda, kwa sababu msichana atambua unaweza pata mimba, pesa yangu iweze kuharibika. So kijana ataenda, msichana atabaki pale aweze kuolewa, kwa sababu hakuna namna. Tuko na wamama ambaye ni widows, hawana mbele hawana nyuma. Saizi unaambiwa ukienda shule 25,000 uniform peke yake. 52,000 ni school fees. Utafanya nini na huna mbele, huna mzee, huna mali, wewe umeishi hohehae. So ni vizuri kuangalia pia wakati tunapitisha jambo ama kama ni mambo ya a new thing, let us just look at how will it affect our people positively and negatively. If positive itakuwa mingi, then tuweze kutumia. But if negative itakuwa mingi, basi tuachane naye. Ukiangalia saisi transfer, sio transfer, mtoto amekuwa placed.
Yeah.
Umetoka Isiolo, umekuwa placed mahali kama Narok. Ukiplacewa Narok, unaenda unapata shule ambaye ni day school. So itabidi sasa ukombole yule mtoto pale, either ni msichana umemkombolea nyumba. Then una expect sasa huyu mzazi atajuaje huyu mtoto kama anasoma ama ameenda kuolewa ama hata aendi shule. So unapata kwamba uko na mtoto university, uko Isiolo umemkombolea nyumba Nairobi.
Okay.
Unalipa. Urudi kwamba mtoto huyu mwingine pia unamlipia. So inakuwa very much expensive.
Okay.
Kiasi kwamba yule maskini ataendelea kuwa maskini, yule tajiri ataendelea kutajirika.
Thank you. Let's hear from the back. Huko nyuma tafadhali. Ndio to balance room tafadhali.
Thank you, Trevor.
Muda umeyoyoma, and I told you earlier on that 1 hour will go very fast.
Yes.
Huko nyuma tafadhali kule mwisho.
Thank you. With your respect,
we are already 16 minutes late.
Before I surrender, it kindly.
We will have the microphone also here to the gentleman in front. Let's have the one microphone up hivi tafadhali. Yes.
Onsare Josephat.
Order, members.
Yes.
Let's just hold on.
Yeah.
We had agreed on this before we went on air. I told you 1 hour will move very fast. So let's do this and balance the room. Tuko katikati, tunaenda kule mwisho. Then we come to the gentleman over here. We take reactions and we close. It's almost midnight. Asanteni sana. Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. I'm Onsare Josephat, an aspirant for Kupet, Isiolo County Chairman. My question is, the government has given us students in schools, and there are 3 pathways, like now arts and sports science. What has the ministry done to provide facilities that will enable that to take place? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Back, huko mwisho, bring the microphone hapa mbele tafadhali.
Asante. Kwa majina naitwa Luke Medeka, Personal Assistant, Isiolo North Constituency Office. Nimesimama hapa na mambo mawili tu. Ya kwanza ni swali, then comment. Swali ya kwanza ni kwa Madam Director. Madam Director, kuna classes zilikuwa zinajengwa na Ministry of Education kwa kila shule za grade 9. In our Isiolo County, ni shule ngapi ziliweza kupata? 2, ningependa kutoa comments ya kwamba ni kweli Manda malipo comment niliona wengine wetu tulikuwa na questions na basi. Ningependa kusema ni kwamba watu wetu ni washauri. Wakati ambapo tunapoita public participation every year, kama Wabera wanted tuko hapa, Blapesa tuko the CDF office, Odoniro uko kote. Peana the priority. NCDF siku hizi kile mmepeana katika the public participation ndio hiyo tunayoishughulikia sana. Mbasi bili, sahi chairman amesema vizuri. Watoto wetu tunataka wote 100% waende shule. Ukweli ni kwamba watu wa Isiolo wale tuko hapa tukiongea ukweli. Wiki hii na Madam Director ni shahidi, kuna watoto wengi hawajaripoti shule. Tangu kiangazi anze ndrofu zote zimetoka park. Shule 2 ziko ndani ya park. Ikiwepo Ngari Manyata Sebra, Ngari Marangaos na ikiwepo Helsa. Wizi zilipewa bus kwa sababu ya shinda ya watoto kuattend shule wakati ndovu ziko nje. Hiyo ilikuwa moja ya reason. Na katika public participation, the members waliweza kupeana. Tu, kuna shule ambayo nimefurahia ndugu zangu, the citizen wameangazia leo, Bulapesa. Bulapesa pia tusisahau. Ni kweli imekuwa na changamoto zake pale nyuma. But saa hii mkiona iko na classes. Na pia siku ile tulikuwa kwa public participation juzi. The priority tuliopeana ni administration block ambayo mmeona imekamilika. Kwa hivyo sisi wananchi tuwe kini ni nini tunapeana katika public participation. Number 2, I thank Safaricom. Wametusaidia a lot pamoja na NGDF kuchange ile shule. Okay. Ilikuwa na challenges about us, my brother. Kuna shule kadhaa nataka kugusia hapo. Alright. Kulikuwa na challenges about us mpaka imefili kuchange jina.
Asante.
Katika Mariti Ward, order please.
Asante.
Asante. Shari na Sharapu Ward, kuna zile shule ambazo uliangazia, my brother.
Thank you. Let's have the microphone hapa mbele tafadhali. Let's have
Shari na Sharapu Ward.
Asante. Asante. Let's have the microphone hapa mbele tafadhali. Pass the microphone hapa mbele na kwa huyu mzee. Come all the way to the front tafadhali. Pass the microphone hapa hivi so that we have some level of representation. Tafadhali pitisha microphone hapa. Yes sir. Alafu pitisha kwa mzee nyuma yako tufunge tusikie vile wanasema pia.
Asante.
Yes sir.
Kwa jina ni Abdi wako, chairman ya Isiolo County PWDs. Yangu ni kujua ya kwamba katika ile class ya chini kabisa samani tunaita ECD, siku hizi tunaita sijui shekesha ama sijui kitu kama hiyo.
Chekechea.
Katika unajua walemavu kuna wale watoto wadogo ambaye wako kwa shule zote za serikali ambayo ni wadogo sana. Nauliza kwa sababu wanahitajika walimu ambaye wako na ujuzi ya kutunza hao watoto. Kuna kweli trainee yote wakati mwalimu anaenda hiyo ECD kuna training yoyote kweli anauzishwa kwenye kukuza hizo watoto katika shule? Hiyo ni moja. Katika uajiri kwa walimu kuna walimu ambaye wako na disability ambao wameapply kazi ya walimu na miaka nenda miaka rudi inawekwa tu chini ya meza. Je, kuna uwezekano kuajiri kwa walimu kama hao? Kwa sababu kila siku wana apply na wanakosa.
Asante.
Swali yangu ya tatu na ya mwisho, hapa Isiolo ni kweli kuna shida. Kwa hivyo tuko na watoto ambao wanasoma walemavu wengi sana ambao wako na shida. So ningeomba ofisi ama ministry iweze kuweka kiwango fulani ya pesa kusaidia watoto ambaye wanasoma ya walemavu.
Okay.
Asante sana.
Asante. Mpe shake hapo microphone nyuma yako haraka tumaliza.
Asante sana. Mimi kwa majina naitwa Omar Godana ama kwa jina maarufu ya mtaani naitwa Omar Gabra. Swali yangu ya kwanza ni hii. Madam Director, kwa nini katika urban iko overstaff ya walimu ya primary mpaka ya secondary? Kwa nini interior wako na upungufu ya walimu? Hiyo ni swali. Sasa kuna hii mambo ya CBE na CBC, NEMIS na maneno mingi. Kwa nini hesabu ya watoto ya primary school na ofisi ya education haiendeshani wakati ya malipo? Swali ni hii. Kwa sababu ya CBC ama CBE kuna hesabu ya watoto ambaye inatakikana wawe na NEMIS ndio waweze kupata ile pesa ambayo wanastahili kupata. Kwa nini hiyo hesabu ya skuli na wizara haiambatani? Naona kuna concentration nyingi sana kutoka county mpaka national kuhusiana na watoto wa grade 10. Hii watoto wa grade 10 ikiwa walimu hawana kitabu ya kuwafunza, je, hawa walimu watafanyia nini watoto wetu? Na maelekeo ya elimu ya watoto wetu inaelekea wapi?
Okay.
Are we heading to education? Bado ni kwake tu.
Okay. Yes.
Kwa director.
Kidogo alafu tumalize. Kwa sababu ya muda umeenda sana.
Wacha nimalize tu point yangu
imeisha.
Okay. Kuhusu mambo na hii grade 1, grade 2, grade 3. Ikiwa concentration ya wizara, concentration ya serikali yote imeenda kwa grade 10, je, hii grade 1, 2, 3 mliachia nani ndio waweze kupata pesa ya capitation ya kuendelesha?
Okay. Ya mwisho.
Mine is short.
Yes, sir.
I am Adan Kulo, the parent chair, Isiolo County.
Yes, sir.
What form of matrix did TSC use for balancing the teachers in every sub-county? Because we are, in this county of Isiolo, we have 6 sub-county. What form of matrix did TSC use? Thirdly, secondly, what form of criteria are TSC using to employ teachers, especially balancing in every sub-county, starting from grade 6, grade 7, grade 8, grade 10, all the teachers employed are the art teachers in each subject, because it is teachers of Kiswahili and history.
Okay.
The applying science teachers, I have gone round in these counties. The applying teachers is not employed in every school.
Okay.
Mine is only. Thank you.
Thank you, Adam. Let's start from Kimwera at the end and hear what you're saying. You've had all the challenges that the teachers, the parents, and everyone has raised. What do you recommend going forward?
Thank you, Trevor. All these things are revolving around one thing. And the issue itself, I started by saying, is understaffing. If, for example, I give a very simple example comparison. If you look at the population of Isiolo, it's like 300,000. If I pick an example of county without any interest, like Muranga, is about 1.2 million. There is a lot of disparity between these two counties. Isiolo has 600 teachers, secondary school teachers. Muranga has 6,000 teachers. Those are the practical injustices which have not been spoken during this era. The next one, we are moving on depression. There is a teacher saying that she was almost going down the depression. What did the government do? Because in Article 27 of the Constitution 6, there is always something we talk about, the affirmative action. If you look at the entry behavior of Isiolo, or the cultural practices of teachers in Isiolo, and the community of Isiolo, you'll find that there is no day you can teach 100% of the student which you have. One day you will have 10 students, the other day you will have 20 students. Because of that culture, when we are doing the promotion, when the TSC is doing the promotion, we cannot be compared with 3 years as other counties. We need the affirmative action. So Isiolo, ASAL areas must be compared, for example, for 1.5 years, while the other counties, 3 years. We cannot be justified to be compared in promotion on 3-year basis, both ASAL and non-ASAL counties.
Okay. All right.
Yes,
Galma,
that's my point.
Your recommendations?
Yeah, mine is to ask all of us, we play our roles. The teachers, the DEO's office, the parents, and everybody else. Let's play our roles so that it can uplift our standard of education in Isiolo County. Thank you.
Okay. Madam Mungo and Mr. Bodo, you are the bulk of the questions. So I'll start with you, answer as many of them as you can, and then I'll come to you.
Thank you so much. Most of us who are teachers know very well that we did history of education, wherever, whichever level. We also touched something on curriculum development and all that. If some of us can take ourselves back to those days, we studied the steps of curriculum development by Tyler, which gives various stages. We have needs analysis, planning, setting objectives so that we can determine from the needs analysis, we determine the gap, then we do the planning and know what we will teach as we set the objectives so that we will be able to bridge those gaps. Then from there, after knowing what we will teach, content and materials development, then implementation, which is the action delivery in class, and evaluation. After curriculum is evaluated or implemented, for a period of around 5 years, we should be able to go back to the stakeholders and the consumers, parents and everybody else included, so that we are able to get the feedback on either areas where we have gaps that should be addressed, areas where we have overlaps that should be addressed, areas where we may require to reassign the teaching learning areas. And if I compare 844 and the CBE, I am a product of the old Form 5 and 6 system. I graduated from Kenyatta University and went to teach the 844. As a fresh graduate, tiny as I was, nobody gave me 844 textbooks. Nobody sat with me to tell me this is the difference between 1, 2, 3. We would use the Form 6 textbooks to prepare teaching materials for Form 2 students. And therefore, we were wasting a lot of time going beyond the content. If you look at what has happened with CBE, the steps that I have just listed from Tyler and others who have recommended, the steps of curriculum development or innovation or improvement have been followed in CBE. Needs assessment was done. We can be able to go back and get the report, which informed the planning and the setting up of the objectives, which now give us the content. There is somebody who asked a question on people keeping on buying textbooks. We have KICD that regulates teaching learning, materials, and the curriculum designs and all that, in cooperation with all the other stakeholders. When it comes to assessing, a number of our teachers from across the country are sampled, so that KICD is able to have a feel and participation of everybody from across the country, from both private and public schools, as they design and come up with even the assessments and grading and everything else. So with what we had in 844, us as fresh graduates did not get anybody to do what the ministry, the TSC, and the other partners are doing. Most of our JES teachers, and she can bear me witness, they have been retooled, not once, not twice. Ministry of Education through semester and other programs, KICD, KEMI, and TSC have programs which are organized in cooperation, so there is no duplication, that has been used to retool our teachers. True or not true? Then we have the Ministry of Education has been able to go back, assess the objectives, achievement, and identify the areas that require, where there are overlaps, how they will be handled. Where the content is too complicated for a lower level, it is shifted. Okay. That is why we had, were they 14 learning areas, and they are reduced to how many? That is one of the steps of curriculum development. Okay. So the changes of textbooks is as advised by the curriculum after a span of at least 5 years, which has happened. Okay. Then with the implementation, we have also done the assessment, we are evaluated, and we are still progressing. Okay. In the letteering of our teachers, somebody has asked about aviation, the other one has asked about metalwork and something else. One, when our children report, and I have discussed this with very many parents, because a number are placed to do arts and sports, and we may not be able to have some of those in our day schools. The children will have a liberty to change some of their combination and pathways. It is not cast on stone. The other thing that we have done, and which is happening countrywide, a number of our schools, especially in the ASAL, far-flung areas, which were purely bonding, and the parents are finding it quite difficult, have requested we change the status to day and bonding, which is can be done within the county by the CBE. And that has been done, and we are able to absorb more learners in our institution.
Sorry for cutting you short. We're really running out of time. Yes, I'd like to bring Boto to also give very brief reactions. It's almost midnight now.
Thank you, Trevor.
Yes.
Allow me to respond to one of our members who said the concentration now is on grade 10. It's not true. All our learners in school, right from primary, grade 1 to Form 4. That's what the ministry funded all our children in schools before schools opened. Capitation funds were right in schools before schools opened. And I want to request you, all the members in this forum, kindly, when there is an annual general meeting in a school, go there, get information on the CBE. Go there and get information. What does competence-based education entail? Go there and ask questions. Go to our office. Go to the local sub-county office. Get all the information. So that now, as a parent, some of our children also, they're very sharp. And let me confirm to you this. Our grade 10 learners are very assertive. They have a lot of information, and there's a difference. When you go to a school, you can tell this is a grade 10 learner from the rest. So I want to urge you, as we wind up, kindly take advantage of annual general meetings in our schools. Those of us who are members of education boards, of board of management, don't go there and sit without talking. If there's a concern, raise it. Because you have been appointed by the CS Education to represent him in those boards of management. When you don't sit, when you don't talk, you don't give a recommendation, you are failing us.
All right.
Thank you.
I want to thank you all for making time this evening. It's almost midnight. Kwa heshima yenu tumeongezewa mpaka 30 minutes, hiyo pia imeisha. So we have to close it at this particular point. And thanks to Catholic Diocese of Isiolo, the St. Eusebius Cathedral, and Zizi Afrik Foundation for enabling this conversation through Citizen TV Monday Report. On behalf of everyone who made this possible, we say good night and God bless. Thank you so much for speaking.
Thank you.